Yes, just a moment and I'll get him. Robert, telephone! It's England.
Oh, good.
Some woman has to talk to you.
Probably Campbell's housekeeper returning my call.
Oh, what do you want from her?
Answers. Right now, I can't be sure if Campbell dropped out of sight in the Port Charles River or the New York City airport. Yeah. Yes, of course. The police will continue with the investigation. You can be sure of that. And thank you for all your help. Goodbye.
What'd she say?
Just as I suspected. The garter was of the same type that Campbell used.
The plot thickens.
And gets more confusing.
Well, what do you make of it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, first you've got this marine residue on the coat. Then we've got the key, now we've got a garter. Now, this all seems to point to the fact that he met with foul play around the Port Charles River.
Right.
Yeah, but if that were the case, what's the coat doing turning up in New York along with a tape recorder?
Well, one thing seems kind of clear.
Yeah?
Whoever it was who led Dr. Campbell to his fate, whatever that was, wanted us to think that it happened in New York City when, in fact, it happened in Port Charles.
Or vice versa.
True.
Clear as mud, huh?
Oh, now you've got me all confused.
Why should you be any different to the rest of us? Well, I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
First to the office to take care of some paperwork, and then I'm meeting Grant at the gatehouse for a spot of lunch.
Isn't he working today?
Apparently not. But he wants me to meet with him.
Well, what does he want to talk about?
Something that happened to him yesterday.
But is that all he said?
Mm-hmm. Just that he insists that I meet him there.
Why?
I don't know. He's kind of nervous. He seems to think that someone's going to listen in on what he has to tell me.
Why would anybody want to do that?
I don't know. That's what I hope to find out over lunch. All too mysterious for me.
Oh, you enjoy it.
Oh, do I? Yeah, I enjoy solving crimes, not trying to figure out my friends.
If you see Celia, would you send him out?
Well, I hope so. I mean, you asked me to come over here.
I'm sorry, Robert. I was expecting somebody else.
Celia?
That's right.
Oh, she's back from Long Island.
For now.
Look, did I come at a bad time?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had no way of knowing that. You didn't ask me over here for lunch.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot all about that.
Would you rather do this some other time?
No, I'm glad that you're here. I really think that what I have to tell you is far too important to put off any longer. Please, come in.
What's bothering you?
I think you better take a seat. Dr. Campbell phoned me.
What?
I couldn't believe it either.
Well, what did he want?
He wanted me to meet him at a crossroads out in the country. When I got there was nobody around. I waited for a while, and when he never showed, I came back home.
You think something happened to him on his way to meet you?
I think it was another wild goose chase.
Another?
This is the second time that somebody sent me out into the country only to find nobody there when I arrived. Someone obviously wants me out of the way.
Why?
I don't know. I can guarantee you it's not for my own good.
Look, Grant, I don't understand. Why would Campbell want to harm you?
I'm not sure that he does, but I don't want to take any chances.
Did he say where he'd been?
No. Nobody did tell me that he thought Grant Putnam was trying to kill him.
What?
That's right. That's why he went into hiding. And he didn't stop there. He also suggested that Putnam is out to get me as well.
Now, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that Campbell claimed Grant Putnam was trying to kill you?
Not in so many words. Though he did say that Grant Putnam is responsible for everything that's been happening to me.
This is getting weirder by the minute.
Yes.
Where was Campbell at the time that he tried to reach you?
He wouldn't say.
Where did he reach you?
At the Bean Sprout. He tried the construction trailer first, but somebody there referred him to the restaurant.
Why didn't you get in touch with me?
I tried, Robert, but you were nowhere to be found.
Well, why didn't you leave a message?
Because I did not want to risk involving anyone else.
Grant, listen, are you sure the man that spoke to you was indeed Dr. Campbell?
I assume it was. He identified himself as such, and he spoke with a British accent.
But did it sound like his voice?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. I have to be honest with you. I was in such a state of shock that I wasn't really paying attention.
I'd like to talk to the person who took that message.
You could start with Jimmy Lee. If he didn't take the message, then he'd know who did.
Okay, why don't we do that now? You mind?
Please, help yourself. You got the number?
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Lee, please. Jimmy Lee, Robert Scorpio here. Yeah, listen, perhaps you can help me. Yesterday, the afternoon, I believe, a call came through for Grant Andrews. That's right, at the trailer. Oh, it was you. Great. Listen, I was hoping that you could help me here. Listen, think carefully. Did the man have an English accent? Mm-hmm. You sure about that? Yeah, this could be very important. No. That's all I need to know. Thanks, Jimmy Lee. Bye. Yeah, Jimmy Lee remembered all right. The man did not have an English accent.
What?
The man who called the trailer to talk to you did not have an English accent, unless he picked one up between the time he dialed the food store.
Robert...
Now, there's something that just doesn't quite make sense here.
Look, Dr. Campbell has got a very pronounced British accent. There is no way that Jimmy Lee could have mistaken it.
Then someone pretended to be Dr. Campbell to call you. The question is, who was it?
Grant Putnam. It had to be.
Grant, why?
This is the second time that he's pulled a stunt like this. Look, Robert, I'm convinced that he dressed up like me and pretended to be me kissing Tanya Roscoff in the library.
Why would he do that?
Because he had somehow managed to find out that Celia was going to be there. She saw the whole thing.
Were you there?
No. Though both Tanya and Celia insist that I was kissing Tanya.
What makes you think it was Grant Putnam?
Because nobody else could possibly impersonate me so convincingly.
But why would he bother?
He's out to get me.
Look, I don't know, Grant. This whole thing sounds pretty far-fetched.
I agree. Very far-fetched. But it's the only explanation.
You're convinced that Putnam was the man who pretended to be Dr. Campbell on the phone?
Now more than ever.
Then why would he admit to kill Dr. Campbell and get to you, too? I don't...
Maybe he was trying to throw me off the track.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but he certainly confused me. I got to admit, though, Putnam is a person that I've always been a little curious about. Maybe I should pay him a visit at this point.
Please do. Do, and when you're there, take a look around. I can practically guarantee you that if you search his room, you're going to find at least one set of clothing identical to mine.
Yeah, that would shed some light on this mess. But one thing still bothers me. The motive. Why would Grant Putnam be out to get you?
Because he wants revenge. And he wants my wife.
Grant keeps insisting that his refusal to believe me about Grant Putnam is no different than my refusal to believe him about Tanya. Well, I guess they both stem from the same cause, a lack of trust. But he's asking me to trust him about something I saw with my own eyes, while he's just making up this thing about Grant Putnam. You must have some reason to believe that you're involved. None that I've given him. This is like the old days. I think he's at it again. I think he's trying to drive me crazy, Ollie. For all I know, Grant is a triple agent. Come on, Celia, you're upset. Yes, I'm upset. Don't you think I have a right to be? Well, that remains to be seen. But one thing is certain at the moment, and that is that you're not thinking clearly. No, I'm not. I'm exhausted. Yeah, I can imagine. Do you want to stay here for a while and try to relax? If you wouldn't mind. No, of course not. Good, I do need to rest. I haven't been thinking clearly. I don't know how much more of this I can take, Ollie.
Commissioner.
Putnam?
This is a surprise?
Yeah, well, I guess I should have called first, but, well, I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop in. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. Tell me, what can I do for you?
Got a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Well, I'll be happy to try to answer them. Please, have a seat.
Sure. Tell me. Who do you suppose was kissing Tanya Roscoff in front of Celia Andrews at the library the other day?
I see you've been speaking with my namesake.
Right. But that's not answering the question.
Commissioner, I barely know the woman.
Maybe. But you still haven't answered the question.
All right. In answer to your question, I have no idea who it was that kissed Miss Roscoff the other day, but it certainly wasn't I.
You heard from Dr. Campbell of late?
No. Is he back?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Well, I haven't heard anything from him. It's rather strange. If he is in town, I would think that he would have contacted me.
Maybe he got you confused with Grant Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Well, because someone claiming to be Dr. Campbell called Grant up.
I see. I take it that they never quite connected.
No, apparently the whole thing was a hoax.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, who would pull a stunt like that?
I was hoping that you could answer that.
I'm sorry. I wish that I could. I assure you, I'm as anxious as anyone to find out what happened to Dr. Campbell.
Tell me, where were you when all this was supposedly going on?
In New York City, with my attorney, Henry Armistead.
I trust you could verify that.
Of course. Was there anything else, Commissioner?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Grant's under the impression that you're running around, impersonating him.
Yeah, I've gotten that impression from him. I can only assure you I'm not, though I suppose I would be a likely candidate.
Yeah, I guess you could pass for him pretty easily, you know, maybe a change of the hair here and alter your clothing somewhat.
Never gave it much thought, but yes, I could.
Well, I'm kind of curious, maybe how closely your wardrobe might resemble his.
I would say not closely at all. Our tastes in clothing are very different. But don't take my word for it. Please have a look for yourself.
Well, I'd like to do that, but, well, I shouldn't. I didn't bring a warrant with me.
Oh, nonsense. I'm giving you permission. In fact, I'll even put it in writing if you like.
Well, if you insist. Well, I don't see anything here that even remotely resembles anything that Grant Andrews might own.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah. Well, I apologize for taking up your time, but I do appreciate your cooperation.
I'm glad you're satisfied.
Yes, I am. Well, have a good day.
You too, Commissioner. Please allow me.
Would it be all right if I spend the night here, Ollie? Well, of course, but I think you should call Grant and tell him. No. Would you? All right, I will. I'll have to let him know that you're all right, otherwise he's probably going to be frantic.
Don't be so impatient. I'm not going anywhere. Hello.
Grant?
Grant who?
This is Holly.
What do you want?
I just called to let you know that Celia is going to be spending the night here with us.
I'll offer her my congratulations.
We didn't want to worry you.
Put her on.
She'd rather not talk to you now.
Don't you mean that she can't? She's not there, is she? She went Straight from here to her boyfriend's.
Celia is standing right next to me.
Hmm? You're a liar, too, Holly. You know, I realize that you were a friend of Celia's, but I never expected this from you.
Have you been drinking?
Not nearly enough. But that makes it all right, doesn't it? Her husband is a drunk, so that makes it all right for her to run around with another man.
Oh, forget it. Goodbye. Maybe I married the wrong man after all. Listen, there's no point in dwelling on it right now. Why don't you go upstairs to the guest room and lie down for a bit? Things will look a bit better when you've had a rest. All right, thanks.
Well, afternoon.
Hi.
How was your day?
I've had better. How's yours?
Interesting. Why don't you tell me about yours, hmm?
I just had a long chat with Celia. She's upstairs in the guest room right now.
In bad shape?
Would she be spending the night if she weren't?
I know Grant is the problem. Did she go into detail?
Some. She thinks he's trying to drive her mad. She mentioned catching him kissing Tanya Roscoff in the library, but he denies it.
Yeah, I know. He told me. Claims that Putnam's impersonating him.
Why?
Revenge? To win Celia back.
Have you spoken to Grant Putnam?
Yeah. Asked him a few questions. Acted like a man that didn't have a care in the world when I suggested that he may have certain pieces of clothing which were similar to that of Grant Andrews. He practically begged me to trash the place.
Well, it doesn't sound like someone who's hiding something.
Well, if he is hiding something, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find one single article of clothing in that place that even remotely resembled anything that Grant Andrews might wear.
Did you ask him where he was when Tanya was being kissed in the library?
I did. He was in New York with Henry Armistead.
That's a pretty simple alibi to check up on.
I was thinking the same thing myself. Henry Armistead, please. Yeah, this is Police Commissioner Scorpio from Port Charles. I see. When are you expecting him back? No. No, I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you.
Out at the office?
Out of town, back tomorrow.
Oh, it looks like you're going to have to sleep on it.
Oh, I can wait. You know, even though Putnam was extremely cooperative, there's something bothering me. There's more to this than the man is letting on. Methinks he could be the key that unlocks this whole mystery.